Hi, I am back. Today we will talk about hypergamy. But before we get started, know that what I'm about to say might shock you and surprise you because I am talking about this subject in a way that you probably were not expecting. My name is Michelle and I make videos about interesting facts of the relationships between men and women. That's why you should subscribe to this channel so you keep track on the most recent ideas I have came up with. Now relax and enjoy the video. First, let's define hypergamy. Hypergamy is the act of marrying or entering relationships with people of a higher status or class. Now, listen to me very carefully. Nothing bothers the mgtow, the incels, the pickup artists, and the man who fights for gender equality the most is the sexual power a very young, unmarried, and childless, beautiful woman have over the world. Why this is true? Well, at this point, she's reckless and predatory as she can be, because for a brief amount of time, she has this chance to change her future and the history of her entire offspring in a wink of an eye. And I mean literally. Every beautiful woman knows that the world has eyes on her. She feeds off this power and she notices that she carries something valuable, something precious that she is willing to trade for whatever she wants. At this point, men don't choose her, she chooses men. But soon that window is going to close, and that's why she needs to look for the absolute best bet. That's why she needs to be agile and assertive on her mate hunting by choosing the right prey. All of this needs to happen really fast because while men's power grows over time, women's sexual power decreases over time. And on the moment when those two lines crosses each other, she will find herself without a family. That's a very nice thing to know, right? But now that you know that, there is still no reason to associate hypergamy as something exclusively practiced by women. Because in reality, did you know that either men or women can be hypergamous? We know that hypergamy have a popular negative association. To give you an idea, let me tell you something. Hypergamy today is a conspiracy theory that a lot of mgtow theorize to mean only one single thing, that it's every woman's nature. Well, if this is true, hypergamy is its nature, so what is so despiteful about it? Well, it bothers the mgtow very much. The reason for that is because the mgtow claims that because every woman is hypergamous in nature, when she is in a relationship, she's always looking elsewhere. She's always wondering if she could do better, and she's constantly looking for the upgrade of the man that she is with. As a result, he feels controlled because now he needs to keep a certain behavior so he doesn't lose her. He feels disposable, unloved, and not good enough. So, what men do is throw their hats in the air in acceptance of female nature. As some red pill men say, just as dogs always are going to bark, women always are going to be hypergamous. But unfortunately, a lot of men don't know that there is nothing more artificial than the hypergamous behavior. I can tell you without a doubt that hypergamy is not in the nature of women. Hypergamy, it's not an instinct, it's not in the pathway of all women, and it's not every woman's destiny. Hypergamy is far from a biological behavior. Hypergamy is actually entirely constructed, and many people believe this social behavior soon is going to be instincted. There is so much more to the subject, so pay attention to the details. You know that it's common to exist the similarities on the relationships between men and women, right? So these dissimilarities are the differences of economical class and the level of the education of each partner. Of course, in general, women can mate in many different arrangements such as hypergamy, homogamy, and hypogamy. In the first case, the hypergamy, she marries men of a higher status. In the second case, homogamy, she marries a man of the same status. Then, her in the third case, in hypogamy, she marries a man of a lower status than her. Contrary to popular belief, hypergamy is not a norm and it doesn't occur as often as people might think. And over the world, the most common type of arrangement is not the first one, the hypergamy, as you might think, but is the second one, called homogamy, where women marry men of her same economic and education status. Interesting to know, right? But less type of arrangement, the hypogamy, is getting more and more popular every year. It means because women are out earning men, women are marrying down more than ever before. Why hypergamy is losing its meaning, and some people even theorize it that hypergamy will be eradicated by the year of 2050. Why this is a possibility? Well, hypergamy will be eradicated soon because today more than 139 high and middle income countries have similar proportions of women aged 25 to 29 years old with a college degree, while men is becoming less educated in comparison with women. This is a common reality of 89% of the world's population. Recent forecasts show that by 2050, women will have more education than men in nearly every country. So, what education has to do with hypergamy? Well, studies have shown that women's higher education is linked to higher incomes as well. And women's higher education and higher incomes are linked to the improvement of society by giving women a greater bargaining power in the home, upgrading children's health and well-being, and also can increase life expectancy, fertility, and marital stability, according to sociologists at least. Nowadays, when a woman is more educated and earns more than her husband, the marriage actually flourishes and lasts longer. Studies have actually shown that the marriage in some parts of the world tends to break faster when a woman is less educated. Wow, what an interesting idea. Studies have also shown that when a woman is more educated than her husband, she bears more children. Now, I really don't know why this is true. What about you? What is your opinion? So, the debates about the future of the world's family and fertility agrees that the end of hypergamy will improve gender equality, increases the population, decreases divorce, and make the world a better place. Basically, the end of hypergamy will save the world. But it wasn't always like that, because in the 80s, every time a woman was more educated and made more money than her husband, the relationship suffered. Now we are facing a new reality. The World Value Survey of 2010 to 2014 found negative answers to the statement. If a woman makes more money than her husband, the relationship suffers. Or if a woman works for a pay, the children suffers. In the 80s, the answers for those statements would be positive, but nowadays, men and women respond negatively to those statements, and the survey shows that young men don't mind if their wives out earn them. Notice that most high income countries want the fertility rate to be high and the family to be successful. So, if you are a woman, don't expect that the government will have your back this time. The government wants the end of hypergamy. In fact, not just the government, the mgtow, the insects, the incels, and the men's rights movement wants the end of hypergamy. Hypergamy have found its enemies, and soon it will have a hard time to stand on the ground with its bad legs. That's why many have theorized about the end of hypergamy. Do you want hypergamy to continue? Do you want to know more about the subjects like that? In the next episode, we'll talk about a similar topic called sexual economics. Like, share, and subscribe for more. Bye!